Ethan.
Hey, Vanessa.
Hi, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. DMV. Are you in the DMV?
Yes, I currently work there.
Oh, the DMV. Okay.
Let's take a picture before we continue.
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was just saying the DMV because I'm working on a show and they call it the DMV in the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia area, but you literally work in the DMV, which now I understand.
Yeah. I have to say, Vanessa, you look beautiful. You look great.
Oh, thank you, Peyton.
You
I
were so
appreciate
good.
it.
Big fan of Hocus Pocus. I always loved that movie. There are two movies, however, I don't know many people talk to you about that I actually really enjoy. One of them was Stag Night.
Oh yeah.
Um, Believe it or not, I actually just recently revisited that movie. I had COVID a couple of months ago, and I actually, ended up watching it while I stayed home for COVID.
Oh my gosh, isn't it crazy? It's super intense.
Yeah.
What did you
Uh,
like most about it? What were you going to say? Sorry.
well, I had a question about it. What now? I know that the movie they were supposed to have it set up right where, like, kind of like set up like New York. Was it actually filmed in New York?
No, weirdly, it was filmed in Bulgaria. And that made a lot of sense because, in the former Eastern Bloc, they basically are well known to have, obviously they're new to like capitalism, so they're basically like, let's build a subway system, and then they run out of money. They're just not used to like managing their money. So there's all this unfinished subways that were in Sofia, Bulgaria, and so they were abandoned, so we could film there.
Oh, wow.
I know.
Yeah, I had a feeling it looked somewhere like in European or something because you could definitely tell
Oh
from
yeah,
from
okay.
yeah.
I mean,
The other one,
it's hard, yeah. It wouldn't have been easy to do or build a whole set or even film in obviously New York. So but it was supposed to be probably New York in its place. Yeah.
the other movie I am a big fan of, which is actually I think one of your first movies, believe it or not, Home Sweet Home.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was my mom's friend. My mom's friend directed that movie, and I have to ask my mom, like, how did she want me in it? But yeah, the guy in it, Body by Jake guy. That was the first time I again, I was only 4 when I did that movie, and there's a line in there when I say I love you to that clown, and I really did love him. I was not supposed to talk in the movie, but they kept it in because I was like, he's so cool. He does all these magic tricks. Like in my mind, I was like, I love you. Uh, but
Um,
yeah, what were you gonna ask about that?
that's why I was going to ask you, how old were you when you did that movie?
Yeah, I
Um,
was
it was
definitely
old.
4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah, and I didn't understand what was going on. Like I didn't quite understand what movie making was until I really got it. It must have been towards the end where there's a scene where I'm with my dad's girlfriend and she's with me by the fire, and I was off camera looking at Jake. I don't remember his name, but his name I always say is like wrestling name or bodybuilding name. Sorry, Body by Jake. But he comes in and he basically goes raw, and then the director's like, cut, try again, and then I was like, hmm? And then he goes raw again, and then he does it over and over again, and that's when it clicked for me, and it's literally a flashbulb memory for me. I was like, oh, so you do this over and over again. I get it. So that was my first real clicking of actually what movie making is. So
Wow. And I also heard that you're not a big horror fan, believe it or not, and you've done a lot of horror movies.
I know I'm not. Again, because I don't know if were you on the Q&A? Did you hear the Q&A that we had
No,
before this?
I wasn't there.
Okay. So they asked, one fan asked, what were you scared of as a child? And I was like, I was scared of the dark. Like I was super scared of the dark. So And when I was growing up, it was all the 80s slasher movies that were like really low lighting and, someone coming out of the dark. So I just did not like that. um,
Yeah.
I think they're much more high tech now than the movies, but like everyone, it was basically low budget, low lighting, not very visible people, even in their quiet moments. So I was just scared naturally.
Wow.
I know.
And of course, the Hills Have Eyes. Were you aware when you did that movie, was that it was a remake actually to a 1977 movie?
I was because the director mentioned there was an original and he said, you don't need to watch it. It's not going to be like that. And he said the movie is a lot like the screenplay of that, but he said the style is going to be different. So you don't need to watch it. He's like, it's basically a screenplay, but different in style. But I watched it anyway because I was curious. But I hadn't seen it until being hired.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to meet Wes Craven?
I didn't know, but what was so sweet is his company invited me to his memorial service here in LA when he passed,
Yeah.
which was so sweet. And I said, "Really? Is this for me? Did you mean to?" Because I never met him. And they said, "No, you were part of his film like history." So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. And of course, the new movie just came out. The Hocus Pocus just about a month ago. Did you get a chance to watch it on Disney Plus?
I did. I watched it on Disney Plus. I've been working so much and had no time, and I wanted to watch it with my family, but it was just ended up watching it by myself. And I did, yeah, I did watch it.
It's a shame that the original characters didn't come back. Like I would
Oh,
kind of hope like maybe like with the new kids in the movie, maybe like the characters from the first movie would have been like probably give them advice how to stop the Sanderson sisters or something. I mean that
I
would have
know
been
nobody learned their lesson, and we just disappeared into thin air. So it's like, it's really weird. It's like, wouldn't a whole entire town maybe know exactly what happened? And um, it's funny because we must have kept it to ourselves, Max, Allison, and Danny. We must have just literally kept this whole entire thing to ourselves, which is weird. Why wouldn't we share it with anyone?
yeah.
'Cause then stuff like this happens again. Where people light a candle and make the same mistake. I guess maybe we really thought no one would believe us.
Yeah, because I also know that this was supposed to be they were supposed to do the sequel like years ago, and it was also rumored. I also heard it was back in 2018 they were going to remake the movie,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I'd rather they just do the sequel that's been rumored, and then if they want to, they could remake it. Would it be as good as the original? Probably not, but
Yeah, I never heard they were going to remake it. I heard they were going to do a sequel and it was going to be like written by, oh my gosh, who wrote Mean Girls? The SNL writer. What's her name? Oh my God, I forgot. She was going to write it. And that
Tina
was
Fey. I thought it was her.
Tina Fey, yeah. Tina Fey was going to write it in 2018. But I didn't know it was going to be a remake. I thought it was a sequel, but that would have been fun to have Tina Fey on board. I think she would have made it really fun. And she probably would have included our characters.
Do you have any plans for this upcoming Halloween?
I'm working on Halloween, which makes me sad because it's my son's first conscious like Halloween, like, because of lockdown. He wasn't able to go out the other years. So now he's 4 and it's so cute and he's like excited to dress up as a dragon and all this, but I'm not going to be here. But video, FaceTime, thank goodness. I won't miss out entirely. And he's going to be with his cousin, which is so cute. And she's in town, so that's great. She doesn't live here, so it's going to be a special memory for him.
Mm. Every year at DMV, they always have a costume contest.
Oh yeah, and what are you going to do this year?
I was gonna do this last year. I ended up being Norman Bates instead. But this year I'm definitely doing it. I'm gonna be Steve from Blue's Clues.
Oh yeah, nice. I love it.
I felt like, because I talked to him through GalaxyCon about a month ago. I have to support that. I got to get that green stripe shirt on.
Yeah, that's so cool. I love it. And what do you get if you win the contest?
I think it's supposed to be like a $25 gift card for Amazon.
Really nice. That's cool.
My work can be fun sometimes. They
I
do some stuff.
I wish your DMV would be in LA. There's no spirit in my DMV. It's so like intense and awful. It's just because it's LA and everybody's driving. So,
Yeah,
um, where are you?
I am in Delaware.
Oh, Delaware. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of coincidental. You were earlier. You mentioned DMV in Delaware. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
that's where I work.
You don't call it DMV though, the Delaware, Maryland, Virginia.
Hmm.
You do or no? Because some people call it that.
Yeah, we just call it Dover DMV. It's
Oh,
in
okay.
Dover. Yeah, it's in Dover, Delaware.
Okay, yeah. I love it. Well, it was so nice meeting you.
It was something
And
to you too. Um, Hopefully one day I can meet you in person at a convention or something one day. I've never been to a convention.
oh my God, you would love it. You
They
know
look
so
fun.
much, you know so much about movies and TV shows. You would just die.
Yes.
It's so great. And I feel like there there just aren't that many in the DMV area, the DC. Yeah. Uh yeah, it's mostly like the South or like further south, obviously. And New York, I guess there's one, but that's it. So that's not far from you, New York. How long is New York, the drive or the train?
Probably maybe 2 to 3 hours. I mean, the only out of state places I've been in is Maryland and Virginia.
Yeah,
That's
right.
pretty much it.
DMV.
And New Jersey.
Yeah. I'm working in Virginia now, so that's how I know the DMV slang. Um, but yeah, you should try, you should go. Go to maybe, I don't know. Would you want to go to your first one as like a really big one? Maybe. It could be fun to just
Probably. Yeah.
blow your mind the first go around.
Well, Vanessa, it was so great talking to you.
Yes, likewise. And have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
And
Um,
happy Halloween.
Thank you. You too.
I hope you win the contest.
Oh, thank you. Well, happy Halloween.
Yes, you too. Likewise. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah.
See ya.